Oh my god. What world do we live in? Hey everybody, welcome back. Thanks for taking time to watch Hello the Game. Today we're playing Best of 1 Esper Super Friends or Esper Walkers, whichever you prefer. I did go 16-2 with this deck yesterday with a friend, so it's absolutely incredible. I went from Diamond 2 all the way to Mythic 1230. So that's a very good, very quick climb. We only played for about 2.5 hours, which is incredible. This deck ruins the life of aggro players, you guys. It is incredible. So if you're looking to rank up this season in Best of 1, you've got some wild cards, you're looking to just play the game, have fun, be the best player you can possibly be, I totally recommend this deck. It's great. We've got a couple matches to show you guys today. We're going to talk about the deck list, get into some strategy of it as well, so you can make sure to play it to its fullest potential. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You can also join our Discord if you want to toss your hat into the pool for all of our contests and giveaways. We have over $3,000 in giveaways going right now, so there is no shortage of that. Be sure to get involved. Thanks again, you guys. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate your continued support and attention. Let's get into it. Our deck starts off with 2 2-drops, the Birth of Maltese. Turn 1, search your library for a Plains card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. Turn 2, create a 0/4 colorless artifact wall with Defender, and turn 3, you gain 2 life. We also have 2 copies of Dovin's Veto. This spell can't be countered, counter target non-creature spell. 4 copies of Thought Erasure. This is a sorcery spell. Target opponent reveals their hand, you choose a non-land card from it. That player discards that card, Surveil 1. 2 copies of Narset, Parter of Veils. This card costs 3 to cast. Each opponent can't draw more than 1 card each turn. -2, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a non-creature, non-land card from among them. Put it into your hand, then the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. A Fairy Time Raveler. Each opponent can cast spells only anytime they could cast a sorcery. +1, until your next turn, you may cast sorcery spells as though they had flash. And -3, return up to 1 target artifact, creature, or enchantment to its owner's hand. Draw a card. 2 copies of Kaya, Orzhov Usurper. Exile up to 2 target cards from a single graveyard. You gain 2 life if at least 1 creature card was exiled this way. For her +1 ability, her -1 ability. Exile target non-land permanent with converted mana cost 1 or less. -5, Kaya, Orzhov Usurper deals damage to target player equal to the number of cards that player owns in exile, and you gain that much life. 4 copies of Oath of Kaya. This is an enchantment spell. When Oath of Kaya enters the battlefield, it deals 3 damage to any target. You gain 3 life. And whenever an opponent attacks a planeswalker you control with 1 or more creatures, Oath of Kaya deals 2 damage to that player, and you gain 2 life. Moving on to our 4-drops, we have a single copy of Atris, Oracle of Half-Truce. This is a 3/2 creature with Menace. When Atris, Oracle of Half-Truce enters the battlefield, target opponent looks at the top 3 cards of your library and separates them into a face-down pile and a face-up pile. Put 1 pile into your hand and the other into your graveyard. We have 4 copies of Shatter the Sky. Each player who controls a creature with power 4 or greater draws a card, then destroy all creatures. 3 copies of Elspeth Conquers Death. This is our first of 2 5-drops. Turn 1, exile target permanent an opponent controls with converted mana cost 3 or less. Turn 2, non-creature spells your opponent casts cost 2 more to cast until the next turn. And turn 3, return target creature or planeswalker card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Put a 1/1 counter or a loyalty counter on it. And then secondly, Ashiok Nightmare Muse. We have 2 copies of this. Another planeswalker, 5 loyalty to come into the battlefield, +1 ability of create a 2/3 black and blue nightmare creature token with whenever this creature attacks or blocks, each opponent exiles the top 2 cards of their library. -3, return target non-land permanent an opponent controls to its owner's hand, then that player exiles a card from their hand. -7, you may cast up to 3 face-up cards your opponent owns in exile without paying their mana cost. We have 3 copies of Dream Trawler, our first 6-drop, Flying Lifelink. It's a 3/5. However, whenever you draw a card, Dream Trawler gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Whenever Dream Trawler attacks, draw a card, and you can discard a card to give Dream Trawler hexproof until end of turn, but you're going to have to tap it. We have 1 copy of Liliana Dreadhorde General. Whenever a creature you control dies, draw a card. +1, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. -4, each player sacrifices 2 creatures And -9, each opponent chooses a permanent they control of each permanent type and sacrifices the rest. He comes into the battlefield with 6 loyalties. We have 1 Castle Ardenvale, 3 Plains, 2 Castle Vantresses, 1 Island, 1 Swamp, 4 Hallowed Fountains, 3 Temple of Enlightenments, 4 Godless Shrines, 1 Temple of Deceit, 4 Watery Graves, and 2 Fabled Passages. That's the deck list. Now let's break down the strategy. The strategy with this deck is just absolutely amazing. Crush aggro decks in best of 1. It's easy peasy lemon squeezy. If you come up against another control deck, you're going to have to think about it and try to plan your win condition. We do have multiple of them built in, so it shouldn't be that hard. It's just going to be maybe a little bit tricky compared to how easy it is to beat these aggro decks. So step 1, ramp, right? That's all we want to do with an Esper deck. Phase 1 in our checklist, if we have a checklist to imagine, ramp. Step 2, survive, right? So we have to get to that 4-5 landmark, so that 4-5 turn mark against the aggro decks and survive, right? So they're going to be dropping turn 3 Annex, turn 4 Embercleave, so we need to deal with that. So the survival includes Thought Erasures getting Annex out of his hand, Dovin's Vetoes blocking the Embercleaves, things like that, right? All while starting to install our oppression factors, like each opponent can't draw more than 1 card each turn. You could only cast instant spells anytime you can cast a sorcery. So we've got some oppression through Narset and Teferi here. Kaya is just that nice control factor. So if there's any things like Uro, Proxa, any escape cards or the adventure cards are really good here because they go into exile as well. You can use Kaya Origin of Usurper to deal with those cards, get rid of them, take them from the graveyard so they can't be played from the graveyard. So that's a really powerful way to shut down your opponent as well. As far as survival goes, Shatter the Sky to make sure that we're getting there. And then phase 3, I guess you could call it, would be to draw your key factors, right? So we're using, again, Narset to get the things that we need, Atris, Oracle to start drawing. And then hopefully by then, we've got our Ashiok ready. We've got our Teferi, also can minus to draw. But then we drop our Ashiok, we start plussing, we start hand hating. If he has any tokens, the -3 ability is amazing on tokens because the token, when it goes to his hand, doesn't go to his hand, it destroys it. And then he has to still discard something from his hand. So it's basically like a 2-for-1 if you use it on a token. So that's really, really nice. And again, like I said, with all of the cards in exile, we can use Kaya's -5 to just outright kill our opponent. We also have things like Liliana and Dream Trawler. Dream Trawler is really good against the aggro decks. Prioritize getting that out because of the life gain. You know this. It's as easy as that, you guys. It feels really, really good against aggro decks and feels semi-decent against the control decks. We have 1 match of each to show you guys today. So you're going to see just how easy it was to blow this red deck out of the water, and then how we kind of struggled but went back and forth and held our own against a fellow control deck. So thanks for watching, you guys. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Discord if you're interested in winning some gems or some contests. We have a ton of original community events going on, so be sure to get involved with that. I know my heart grows 3 sizes every time I see our activity level. It's just absolutely amazing. Again, quick reminder, I did go 16-2 with this deck. You can see here just this win streak here. Win, 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 win. Right? Win, 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 loss, win, win, right? And then we switch decks. So 16-2, an absolute beast of a deck in standard ranked, you guys. Highly recommended by myself. Thanks for watching. We're live on Twitch every single morning, 6 a.m. PST. You can jump in there if you want to maybe play some matches with us. If you have any questions, suggestions, comments, be sure to leave them down below. You can also jump in the Discord to reach out to me directly. Thank you for your continued time, attention, and support. Enjoy today's footage. Okay, you guys, we have 3 lands plus birth equals 4. God Erasure does go live. Dovin's Veto is live, and Elspeth will come live. I like that. We're going to start slow. Looking for an Oath of Kaya because we want to kill this Innkeeper. So we're definitely going to pay for this. And we're going to see what we're dealing with. Right? Brazen Borrower, Beanstalk Giant. Brazen Borrower doesn't really bother me. Planes can go. We have plenty of land. Normally, I'd say the Borrower is really bad for us, but the fact that we have things like Elspeth Conquers Death, Birth of Maltese, these are almost cards that we do want bounced. Teferi is okay. Now let's play our Birth. So hopefully, just hopefully, this baits him into bouncing our Birth and our 0/4 Defender. He does get the Beanstalk Giant. That's going to be 3 lands, you guys. Nice. To be honest, I wouldn't mind a second Thought Erasure, or even Archaea, so we could exile this Beanstalk Giant. That would be a lot of fun as well. He's in a position to flash his Borrower in, take the draw. He's going to take damage. We're looking for an Oath of Kaya. I guess we knew we had a Teferi coming. That's kind of funny. Probably just toss this in tapped. Play our Teferi. He can bounce it.
Right on schedule.
So that's a good opportunity. Well, cancel. He can actually flash. No, he cannot flash this in anymore. So it is a good opportunity for us to bounce the Innkeeper. Normally he would be able to flash his Borrower in with 3 mana, but because we have Teferi, he's unable to do so. So let's just toss that back to his hand. I don't mind the 1/1 tokens, it is what it is. We do have Shattered the Sky to deal with all this. And then the Lovestruck Beast. It's kind of the draw that's annoying to me. Right? It was a land, so that's good. And now he wants to play his Borrower for even more draw. I mean, it's not a bad play. If he's going to do it, he has to do it now because of Teferi. Gets the draw. Hopefully it's another land. Oh my gosh, you guys. Right on time. We're going to instant speed it.
Here goes nothing.
Or we do it now. Cut him out from the list. I think we do it now. Typically, we would do it instant speed. But if we give him the opportunity to play, see, it's whenever you cast, not whenever it enters the battlefield on the Innkeeper. So if we pass, he would have the opportunity to cast and therefore draw further. So, resetting the field and more Beanstalk Giants, which is not a bad play. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lands. Giant only costs 7, so that's not good, right? Plays an Arrow as well. He's just totally looking to ramp and draw. Acceptable. Who wouldn't? Kaya, where are you? We need our Kaya man. Our set. Okay. Narset shuts down his draw.
Mind and body should move in unison, with thoughtfulness.
Another Shatter. That's pretty cool, actually, just to leave sitting. He can see that as well.
Don't worry, I got this.
And then, yeah, Gobin's Veto is in the air. So we should probably deal with this opposing Teferi. And the last card was a land, you guys. Uro, he can't draw. Giants, we toss back to his hand and make him exile it. Right? It only makes sense.
The regrets of the dead.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116
Because he has no cards in his hand, he's got to toss that one specifically. And that's a nice way for us to deal with that. Activate our ability, take another Teferi, plus this Teferi, play our land. Your go, bro. Plays this other Beanstalk Giant 13/13. He thinks it's going to do something. Let's go ahead and grab it. Toss that away as well. Now we're actually going to bounce our Elspeth Conquers Death back to our hand.
Might be a bad idea.
Draw a Thought Erasure. Let's make our 2/3. And take a look at this land in his hand. There it is! We do get to surveil our own land away though. That's probably the most helpful part of this at that point. Thought Erasure does still hold some late game value. Gotta get pretty lucky to top deck, and we do have him shut down completely almost. Pump that. Let's plus our Teferi. Add Thought Erasure on his draw step.
No, I am not making this up as I go.
We do get to attack here for 2 exiled cards. Ooh, one of them was his Edgewell Innkeeper. That's awesome. Setting our stop before his draw. Letting him draw, then casting our Thought Erasure. What's up? Bay of Wishes. That was such a good top deck that we just stole away from him, you guys. Can you believe it? Woof. My turn. We're still playing lands, I guess. Let's toss everybody up. Land comes in tapped. We don't have a castle yet. I guess we could toss this in play as well. Why not? 4 exiled cards this time, you guys. 2 Borrowers, a Clover, and a land. Down to 12. Let's see what he gets. He needs an Elder Spell, maybe, and a couple black lands. Just kidding. Even a couple black lands and Casualties of War would get us really good, right? Banal of Glory for 13. Do these guys have haste, or is that just me? Oh my god. What world do we live in?
Terror lurks among us.
Trust me, I have a plan.
That was a good top deck again, you guys. You imagine if we got a second one? Oh my gosh. Hey, he's got enough to play his Uro. Pretty cool, pretty cool, pretty cool. We have nothing in our graveyard to take yet, really. I do appreciate we're actually going to do this on his Innkeeper because we can exile the Uro in a different fashion. I guess we could have also done it with our Kaya. A couple different ways to play that out, I guess. And you'll see we're assembling Exodius on the right-hand side of your screen. Right, here's the last piece. Yeah, let's just start taking these bad boys away. Our opponent has 17 in his exile pile, which is just incredible. Let's bounce our Elspeth Conquers Death now. Take the land draw. Play the land. Exile 2 more cards. Goes down to what, 19? So we can alt our Kaya at -5 to deal a ton of damage, you guys. Bave wishes to the sideboard, gets to copy it. This guy is pulling it off. A planar cleansing. Can he cast it for 6? Yes. What world do we live in? We need another Shatter the Sky. This guy is doing it, you guys. Wow. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's got so much land. He can definitely do it. Not all in one turn, of course. A mass manipulation as well. Which road does he take? Oh my god, you guys. What a world. Again, typically we like to run into other aggro decks in best of one. We're not normally seeing the control like this, so it's a unique match opportunity to show you guys. This deck's tailored to eat aggro decks, not control decks, and specifically not adventure control decks. Good old-fashioned Bant ramp, ladies and gentlemen. I think he is trying to take my Planeswalkers. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it takes 3 of them. But now planar cleansing is a dud. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna
yeah.
make myself scarce.
I get it. It's cool.
The shadows awaken.
We've got to take his Finale of Glory. Fable Passage can go. We're going to play our Elspeth, bounce our Elspeth, play our Elspeth, bounce our Elspeth. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to take a bit, right? His best bet would be to planar cleansing right now. Right, I guess. That makes sense. Now we can kill our Narset. Gets to hold his planar cleansing for when we take back control. We have played 4 Thought Erasers. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's no more of that. LOL. If he kills her, Elspeth brings it back. But little does he know. Oh my god, he just got 2 Elspeths from us. Or sorry, 1. 1 in the land. Deep breaths. Play Teferi. Has he got his Teferi plussed? Yes, we have to immediately bounce this to our hand.
Stop that. Now.
He's the opportunity to do it now once it's been targeted. He doesn't.
Might be a bad idea.
We do get Castle Vantress. That's nice. We have to draw this planar cleansing out.
I wonder if you're
We're going to -3 on the Ashiok token.
your feet.
So the token doesn't go to his hand, so he doesn't get the opportunity to discard the token. And now he's forced to discard one of the 2 cards in his hand. Tosses the planar cleansing, you guys.
Fade into the shadows.
Interesting. That's incredibly interesting to me. I mean, I'm not looking forward to how this match ends. I don't think this is pretty hardcore at this point, right?
I'm gonna make myself scarce.
He wants to draw. So much so that he's willing to take damage for it. Bounces on nothing for the draw. Fairy's dealt with. We can Elspeth, Kaya. Ooh, I see. Makes more sense now. I would bounce my Fae of Wishes if I were him. Right? Give you access to your sideboard again. Just doing it on nothing. Wants to keep the Fae in play.
Oh, I've done the hero thing before.
Terror lurks among us.
Taking the draw from our Narset. Exploring all of our options before we need to get there. Elspeth Conquers Death will do just fine. He's got 20 cards in his exile. We have a secondary Kaya. Kaya does nothing against us. Let's tap his Teferi. Alright, we have 5 cards in exile. So I guess it is something to keep in mind. Bounces his Fae. He's going to copy it twice, so he gets it 3 times. Not good, right? Like, very bad. Once in future. He's going to take his Finale and Mass Manip. Okay, that's good. So we're going to have to deal with that again. We need another Oath of Kaya, or sorry, Shattered Sky, which I think we scryed to the bottom, didn't we? We might need to shuffle. Heliod's Intervention, so he's running out of things to do there. Once in future is really good, though. We need to start exiling that graveyard again. No, he just takes it. Not enough mana this turn. Oh my god, you guys.
You better watch your back from here on out.
What a world. Plays his Narset, fine. Makes sense.
Keep an open mind.
This gentleman's really been able to hold on, you guys. Gotta give credit where credit's due. That Fae of Wishes is absolutely saving him. Like, in such a big way. Okay, Heliod's Intervention hits.
Hone your prowess.
I'm sure he just tosses his Clover. Whew, great henge.
Your heroics are but a dream to me.
gonna kill our own Teferi. He's just gonna play his finale, and we absolutely have to draw a Shattered Sky, you guys. Right? LOL. Oh my god. And then we've dealt with this one more time. And then somehow we need to deal with mass manipulation. Shattered the Sky! Oh! So there's hope here.
Trust me, you'll thank me later. No, I am not making this up as I
No, there's all hope's been lost. And so what, the 10th time he's played that? Let's see if we would have found it. At this point, all we can pray is that, or at least pray for, is that our opponent is playing some form of aggro, you guys. That's what we're trying to pray upon today. We're still rocking the new Jace puppet. I know a couple people spoke up and said they didn't like it, but I'm going to get some amusement out of it. My favorite thing is like when you won a game and he salutes you. Ugh. Just, I can't get over it. We got 2 planes. We can take probably... well, there'll be 3 planes, I suppose. We could probably take... Perfect, it is aggro. We are getting lucky, you guys. This will be our 3rd land. This is our 4th land. We really need an island in the swamp, but we're going to put up with it. We do get the 0/4 defender, and we are on the play, which means we've got early access to Shattered Sky. Fervent Champion, acceptable. Into a light up the stage, one can only hear. No. Let's toss up another wall. Grab another land. Just thinning our deck, you guys, right? Now we can use our Fatal Passage to pull an island. $17 life still. 1 Shatter the Sky available. Something we normally like to stack, in all honesty. We do have an Elspeth for his Annex, which is good. Yep. Bummer. We need some sort of... Ooh, Dovin's Veto will work. Right, so we can stop the Embercleave here with a Veto. That gives us our Elspeth Conquers Death on his Annex, and then at which point we can Shatter the Sky. I mean, drops a Torbrand, that's probably GG's as well. Let's block both of these. Stopping the cleave. Seen that coming from a mile away. A turn 4 Embercleave on a turn 3 Annex. No. Okay. Light up the stage. What's he get? Shadowsphere land. Let's take out Annex. Feels pretty bad. We have our second favorite card, Oath of Kaya. Just going to shut down quite a few things. This Steamkin, by chance. Ooh. Ooh, goes in with the Bone Crusher. I mean, pretty good. Do we shatter the sky here? Probably. Right, he has 1 card left. Let's see what we draw. Land can go. We don't have the land to cast our Narset, or we would. We also didn't have the land to cast our Oath of Kaya, I'm just noticing. So we get the clear, our Elspeth fizzles. Bummer. Robber hits but doesn't steal a card. Takes a Dream Trawler. Oh my god, would have loved to play that next turn, boys. He's not got enough land for it. He can play his giant. Question, why did he... Oh, because he only had... I'm thinking of that backwards. I was thinking of his hand needed to be bigger than ours. That cracks us up. Let's just go and pop that off. At this point, we can play our Ashiok, and it basically should win us the game. Land into the giant, baby. It's all over. Hello, good game. We've outlasted the red barrage. Plus Ashiok on the field. Gonna toss a -3 his way on the giant. Goes back to his hand, and then he has to discard a card from his hand into exile. Loving it. So he needs to pull out some aggro and kill our Ashiok. No, it's a land. Play our Narset.
So much commotion for thoughtfulness.
2 Thought Erasures that we don't need. And then our 2/3 Ashiok Nightmare. Loving it. Oh, 2 lands in a row feels bad. Almost as bad as 3 Thought Erasures in a row.
And I have just the trick for this.
Creeping, thieving progeny.
We do get the giant, that's nice. Let's just take the Surveil. Ooh, Kaya, we like that. Excuse me. 4 lands in a row. And we're going to gain life now with our Kaya. Exiling 1 creature, 1 non-creature.
Guess I didn't say fair.
We could have also exiled his Shadow Spear, which would have been a pro play.
You won. This time.
But there's no need, really. We could have also -3 and made him exile it. But again, I'm not too worried with a defender on the field. Let's just scrape through his deck really quick. It is a light up the stage. It's a Torbran. You can see we have 1 Elspeth Conquers Death, right? It's just too far gone, though. He's weighing pros and cons in his head. Not gonna happen. He kept it in his hand to avoid our Elspeth Conquers Death, at which point our Thought Erasure has now become viable. Land to the graveyard. Kaya is going to plus some more creatures, boy. He now has 13 cards in his grave. We're at 5, and we can -5 on him next turn. Taking 6 more here. The true power of Ashiok Nightmare can use demonstrated, you guys. I absolutely love it. Now, we went the other day 16 wins and 2 losses with this deck. Again, mostly against aggro, but again, mostly on the draw, which is incredible. So really cool stuff. We're going to Elspeth the Torbran. The deck does fall short against control sometimes, but against aggro decks, it really, really shines, as you can see. So another win under our belt. Okay, you guys, this was a recap on our best of 1 Esper list. I found it necessary to redo this video just because we had such huge success with it. 16 wins, 2 losses. How often does that happen? What a streak. So I definitely recommend this deck to anybody who's looking to climb rank, maybe participate in the MCQ. This is a great deck to do it with, or at least to get you there. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check us out live on Twitch every single morning, 6 a.m. PST. Jump in the Discord as well if you'd like to continue this conversation throughout the day. I know we'd love to have you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a great day, you guys. Same time, same place tomorrow. Take care. If you liked today's video, be sure to check out some of our other content. We've built playlists for our guides for beginners, and then we also have our greatest hits, which is a collection of our most popular videos. You can also subscribe if you're interested in winning up to 500,000 gems. So do that, tap that like button, send this out to a friend who you think might be interested in it as well, and have a great day.